الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا صل على محمد وآل محمد أما بعد فأوصيكم بتقوى الله فإنه حبل متين وعروة وثقى صلوات صل على محمد وآل محمد. Dear brothers and sisters in Iman, first of all I advise myself for taqwa, parhezgari and piety, and then I advise all of you for taqwa, parhezgari and piety. Taqwa, parhezgari or piety is the essence of our religion. If you want to describe Islam in one word, that one word is taqwa. It's a religion of taqwa, it's a faith of taqwa, and it's a faith which teaches you to live the life of piety. Piety, we have explained many times, is not only worship. It's not only just one set of the Islamic teachings. It's a whole system of living your life. Beliefs, practices, values, all together make this one lifestyle or the doctrine of life known as taqwa. So, as Muslims, we have to make sure that we are living our life as we are told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the life of piety. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanuttaqullah. This command has come in Quran repeatedly. O you who believe, have taqwa. Has taqwa ilahi, or live the life of taqwa. So that is a permanent and regular reminder which we are supposed to deliver in these khutbahs of Friday prayer. Is part of this Friday prayer. The call for taqwa, the reminder for taqwa. So that's why I always repeat, and I always, sometime I get into some details and sometime I just remain brief, just with a reminder. But all of us need to make sure that we are living the life of piety. We are talking about this Quranic concept of ummah. It's not a word which we have invented or we are using. Sometimes some of those who are very cynical about this concept of Muslim brotherhood or this ummah they will look at you and they would like to criticize you, and they would try to tell you that nobody cares about others, while nobody cares about us. Why should we care about them? And particularly, all of us, we have some bad experiences, and they will always come to remind you, remember what they did against you at that time, in that period of history, in that incident. They stood against you, they abandoned you, they never cared about you, they never care about you. So it means, don't worry about this ummah thing, just worry about yourself. We are just who we are, and we are not concerned about others. My brothers and sisters, that concept is not Islamic. Islam doesn't endorse this kind of narrow mindset. Yes, in the Ummah, everyone is not at the same level of understanding, or with the same level of piety, or with the same level of commitment. People are people, and there are different kind of people in every nation, in every community, and you cannot hold the entire community with behavior of just a few, whether they are small number or whether they are in big number. Even in families, when we are a family, sometimes we have some family members who are not very helpful in the family, and they don't care much about family. They don't bring to table much for the family. Many times they are not our assets, they are our liabilities in family. But still, as Muslims, we cannot abandon them. As Muslims, we cannot say, I will only keep those very helpful, productive members of my family in my family, but those who are not helpful, those who are problematic, those who have some issues, those who have some problems, I am going to disown them. Matter of fact, there is no concept of this disowning your family members. It's a fiqhi issue. And since now it just came in, I would like to make a small note on that. Back home, we had this concept of where parents would disown some of their children or their family members, and it was used to call aaq. बच्चों को आग कर दिया, बेटे को आग कर दिया, बेटी को आग कर दिया, भाई को आग कर दिया, आकनामा. And we were used to read those aknamas, the notices in newspapers. People would go ahead and hire an attorney, and they would put in the newspaper that my son is not good, my daughter is not good, and they are meaning in good standing in family or business or whatever. From today I am making this announcement, I am just disowning them. In Islam, you cannot do that. There is no concept of this giving this kind of announcement. They are good or they are bad, but they are your family members. And if they are good, then you are supposed to join them in goodness, and if they are bad, then you are supposed to be a positive influence for those bad family members and try to prevent them as much as you can from the bad things. So there is a hadith that Muslim is a brother of Muslim, whether this brother is a good brother, whether he is a bad brother. Now the people ask, Ya Rasulullah, how can be I a support for a bad brother? I understand I can be a support for a good brother, but how can be I a support for a bad brother? Prophet says, by preventing him from the bad actions, by stopping him from the bad behavior. So try to go ahead and prevent this brother, protect this brother or this sister or this young member of your family or community from those bad things. But you cannot abandon, you cannot disown and say, I have nothing to do with him. Another example, my brothers and sisters, we always have these complaints from some of our Muslim brothers that they are in majority, but they have not been kind with us, and they have been abusive against us, or they have abandoned us, or they were not that good with us. We have those kind of histories, and we sometimes remember those bad experiences. But we need to understand that no one is that bad with us as they were bad with the family of Prophet itself. Meaning, if they are bad with us, it is because of the fact that we belong to the family of Prophet, because we are followers of the family of Prophet. So they don't like us, for example, because of some jahalat, because of ignorance, or because of whatever meaning upbringing they have. They don't like us, they don't become our good friends, and so we have some bad experiences. But more than anybody else, Ahlul Bayt had that experience. The first victim of that mentality, or the first victim of that bad behavior, were the daughter of Prophet and the brother of Prophet and the grandchildren of Prophet and the family of Prophet. So if somebody would abandon them, that would be Ali and Fatima, and that would be Hassan and Hussein. And that would be Ahlul Bayt. But read the history. Ahlul Bayt alayhimu salatu wasalam never broke away from the Ummah. Ahlul Bayt never broke away from the Ummah, and they remained part and the parcel of the same Ummah. Imam Ali was not now allowed to lead the prayer in Masjidun Nabi after the death of Nabi in Mihrab, and he was not allowed to go on Mimbar and speak to people on Friday, for example, or Eid and give khutbah. But show me one reference that since Ali was not allowed to lead the prayer, or Ali was not allowed to give the sermon from khutbah, so from next day Ali abandoned the Masjidun Nabi and he stopped going to Masjidun Nabi and he went somewhere else, or he made his own little mosque for himself. As a student of history, I am telling you that it never happened. Ali went in the same masjid for all those years, and Ali was not a man that he couldn't afford to build one more mosque by himself. Ali had money, Ali had resources, but Ali knew that if they are being foolish, I am not supposed to be foolish. If they are abandoning me, I am not supposed to abandon them. So Amirul Mu'mineen remained part of the same family, same community, same society, and so much so that I have mentioned it many times in my speeches that Ali was the only opposition or active opposition to these first three khulafa, and the way how he dealt with them as opposition leader, in a way that today when people read history, they don't even remember, or they don't find that he is opposition, or he is sitting on opposition benches. They will always say, oh, he was their advisor, he was their supporter, he was their consultant, and whenever they needed him, he was there. Whenever they consulted him, he gave them advice, and he was always there to help. While his way of opposition was not this way of opposition which we are used to see in our governments and on our political parties. The Democrats and Republicans are back home, People's Party and Muslim League and PTI and BJP and Congress and those kind of opposition. No. It was a constructive opposition. If you do good as opposition leader, I am going to join you. If you are doing the right thing as your opponent and even as opposition leader, I am going to lend you my hand and I will help you because you are serving the community, you are serving the society, you are doing good. And the day when you are going to do something wrong, I am going to help you, I am going to guide you, I am going to prevent you from doing something wrong. But I am not going to create a divide in the community, I am not going to create chaos in the community, I am not going to create a fuss in the community, I am not going to scandalize your mistakes or whatever you are doing. That was a very noble way of doing this role of opposition. So my point is, Amirul Mu'mineen remained in the same ummah, and there were some opportunities where Ali could use to divide the ummah in his own interest and to scandalize some of their mistakes and could create a big fitna in the community. But Ali never did that. Ali never did that. And he was always with the community and with the ummah, and he made a very positive contribution. And then we all know that what happened to Ali for all those 25 years. He was marginalized, he was deprived. A man like Ali, who was in center in the time of Prophet and was a right hand of the Prophet, in those 25 years, he was made to just like sit at home and was kind of abandoned. Ali felt lonely. Ali spent most of his time now working in the farm and planting trees and giving water to those trees and doing some business or educating some individuals here and there, and but he was marginalized. And all of a sudden, when this ummah and it's that institution called Khilafat, when it was now in trouble after the killing of Usman, and no one is now available to rescue this ummah, and nobody is there to help this ummah or to guide this ummah or lead this ummah, the same ummah now comes at his door and begs him and requests him that please come out. Khilafat is here in street, Khalifa is killed, community is in chaos, and please come and help. So if it was any other politician, so he would say, hell with you. Just go. You have marginalized me for 25 years. You have not listened to me. You have not heard me. You have not bothered about me. You have been totally going your own way, and now just taste the taste. Face the music. Why are you coming to me now? But Ali doesn't abandon the ummah. Ali is not supposed to react in the same way as ummah was acting or reacting toward Ali. Ali remembered the death of his wife, rather shahadat of his wife. Ali remembered everything, but Ali is for Islam. Ali is for Allah. Ali is for Muhammad. Ali is for Quran. Ali is for Qibla. Ali is for community. Ali is for society. Ali is for humanity. He has big heart, he has big mind. Then what happened to Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salatu wassalam? Then you think that Imam Hussain would have any sympathy toward this ummah? Imam Hussain had seen the shahadat of his mother. Imam Hussain had seen how his father was abused and finally martyred. Imam Hussain had seen how his brother Hassan al-Mujtaba was abused and mistreated. And now when Ummah is calling him, when Yazid comes and sits on the mimbar and Ummah says, "O son of Prophet, we don't have someone to unite us or to guide us in front of this worst man, and we need your help, and we are the Ummah of your grandfather." Hussain doesn't bring anything of those, that you mistreated my mother, you mistreated my father, you mistreated my brother, you did this to us, you did that to us. Hussain didn't mention any of those things. And Hussain wanted to give them one more chance. If you are true in your writings, in your letters, if really you need, if you have realized and if you want to move forward, we are ready to move forward. And then, my brothers and sisters, worse than anything else, what happened with Imam Hussain in Karbala? Meaning, can you imagine the tragedy of this massacre of Karbala? Killing of those even babies, children, taking these daughters and granddaughters of Prophet as prisoners of war and parading them in streets of Kufa and Sham. Now, Zainul Abidin shouldn't have any sympathy or any concern for this bad ummah. Zainul Abidin should break away. Zainul Abidin should say, "Hell with you, and I am not going to do anything for you." Imam Muhammad Baqir should have that negative kind of or that kind of attitude, because he himself was, as a child of 3 years old, Imam Baqir has gone through that. He was in Karbala, approximately 3 years old. And he had been also taken as a prisoner at the age 3. And he was also taken in the streets of Kufa and Sham. But Imam Muhammad Baqir never closed his doors on Abu Hanifa. Imam Muhammad Baqir never closed his doors on Imam Malik. Imam Sajjad and Imam Muhammad Baqir never closed door on this Zahri or Shibli or Sufyan Suri or any of those. These were all the chiefs of this ummah or the community of that time. They are fuqaha, they are sufiya, they are leaders. But whenever they came to meet, the door of Sayyid Sajjad was open. The door of Imam Muhammad Baqir was open. And even this Imam Malik narrates, and there is a similar narration from Abu Hanifa, that when I would go to visit Imam Muhammad Baqir or Imam Ja'far Sadiq, Imam would welcome me, and the cushion which was behind his back, he would take that cushion and he would put for me, and he would say, "You sit here and use this cushion." This is the akhlaq of Ali Muhammad. This is how Ali Muhammad were used. This is how Ahlul Bayt were used. Ahlul Bayt remained the center of the community, the spirit of community, and as father figure for the community. So my brothers and sisters, my point is that when someone will come to you and will tell you, oh, they are not Shia and they are not Isna Asharis and they have been bad with us and they have always abandoned us and they have always this against us and that against us, never get fooled by them. We are not supposed to remember those bad things. We need to remember that we are one ummah. Inna hadhihi ummatukum ummatan wahida. That's what Quran says. When Quran says that you are one ummah, so how you can make two ummahs out of this? So we are one ummah. Al-Islam millatun wahida, wal kufr millatun wahida. And unfortunately, we have bad history, there is bad blood, but all of us, we need to remember that how Amirul Mu'mineen, our follower, our imams, our role models are Ali, Hassan, Hussain, Zainul Abidin, Muhammad Baqir, Jafar Sadiq, and all the way until Imam Zamana, Ajjalallah Farajahu Sharif. So we should remain positive about our brothers and sisters who may not be fully in agreement with us in our usul-e-deen or furu-e-deen, but that's fine. Our A'imma tolerated those differences, and our A'imma showed us that how to work with each other for the greater interest of Islam and Ummah. So that is a message from this khutbah today, because we are going through very tough and rough and difficult times. I know our hearts are bleeding, and when we see all those massacres of children and women and this genocide going on in front of this whole world, even if they were not Muslims, we were supposed to feel bad and we were supposed to stand up for them, and we were supposed to become wise for them as followers of Ali, as followers of Imam Hussain. But these are Muslims. And I'm anticipating even more rough and more tough times in coming days. So we need to prepare ourselves, be strong, never be afraid or scared. Yes, many of us, when we came in this country, we never thought. We thought we are coming only to make dollars, only going there to mint money. And it is going to be it's going to be rose garden. And when we will go there, but my brothers and sisters, life is tough. Life is not that rosy. Life has its own realities and sometimes very ugly realities. So if we want to live here as a community, and if we want to protect ourselves and our children and our generations to come and our interests and our future, we cannot hide in corners. We cannot zip our mouth. We cannot go and hide somewhere and say, oh, no, I'm not going to talk about it. Let other people talk about it. We need to learn how to speak, how to write, how to debate, how to push back. We are followers of, after all, followers of Ali and followers of Hassan or Hussain and followers of Lady Zainab and Sayyid Sajjad. Ibn Ziyad was not able to scare Sayyida Zainab. Ibn Ziyad was not able to scare Sayyid Sajjad while Sayyid Sajjad was in chains. Sayyida Zainab, her arms were tied without chadar, and speaking to Ibn Ziyad or Yazid. So my brothers and sisters, our sisters also need to be strong. Our brothers need to be strong and be prepared. You can be confronted any day, anywhere. But Muslims don't flee. Muslims don't show back. Muslims don't show cowardness. We must have references, we must have logic, we must have a good response. And of course, we are not going to become foolish with foolish. At the same time, there is no need to become foolish with foolish. There are better ways to face those situations or those conditions. Those days are coming. Things are happening. I'm sure you know what's going on in different cities, in different states, in different places. These free countries, champions of freedom of expression, you are free to burn the holy books. Nobody can bother you. You can announce ahead of time that you are going to burn Quran, and you are free. Nobody can go and stop you from doing that. You can go and speak against Prophet Muhammad, a man with that huge following in entire world, and it is okay because it is freedom of expression. But if you talk about this criminal who is a baby killer and is a madman, then it is anti-Semitism. It is anti-Semitism, and this is something which you are not supposed. You can criticize the president of your own country. You can criticize the government of your own country. You can criticize your own community, your own nation, your own country. You can criticize UNO. You can criticize anyone. But there is a holy cow that you cannot even talk about that. My brothers and sisters, those days are over. वो बुत टूट गया है. That's over. But they are going to scare you. They are going to kind of harass you. I am hearing some cases. But again, the solution is not to run away or to hide in corners or to zip your mouth. No, claim your freedom, claim your place, claim your space. Educate yourself, equip yourself with references, with statistics. Learn how to respond, but respond. Speak. This is what is our duty. And we are doing it according to Constitution of our country. We are living, after all, in United States of America, which gives us its constitution, laws, traditions, and everything guarantees us to do that. We are not doing anything wrong. So instead of getting into the nitty-gritty, I just gave you a general framework. Stay strong, never be afraid, follow the news, know the facts. See how some good, I always share those kind of clips with brothers, that there are some brothers or some sisters, alhamdulillah, Allah has given them art, given them this talent, that how beautifully they are putting up the case, how beautifully and how bravely and how sharply they are speaking. So we need to listen, we need to learn, and then we need to do the same thing. Those who can write, they should write. Those who can speak, they should speak. Those who can help in any way, they should help. Within our legal boundaries, our legal liberties, whatever we have. We are doing everything within the legal framework. But we are not supposed to be quiet. We are not supposed to be afraid. Recite a salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحليم الكريم غافر الذنب وقابل التوب وهو الغفور الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى أمير المؤمنين وإمام المتقين علي بن أبي طالب وعلى سيدة نساء العالمين فاطمة الزهراء وعلى الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة وعلى علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي. اللهم صل على مولانا صاحب العصر والزمان. اللهم صل على وعلى آبائه الكرام متصل الليالي والأيام. صلوات. Dear brothers and sisters, in the second khutbah of Jum'ah, again I will advise myself for taqwa, parhizgari and piety, and I advise all of you for taqwa, parhizgari and piety. Very brief reminder, majority of Muslims came in this country in late 70s, 80s and 90s, and after that very few people came in 50s and 60s. And since they were in small numbers and they were not sure that whether they are going to stay here or they will just complete their education and then they will return to their own countries. So they really lived here as guests, as strangers, as visitors, and their only focus was either on their education or on side making some money, and they thought that they will after getting their degree and some money and some experience, they will go back. So there was no need of really investing their time, their energies, their talents, their money, their resources here to build the institutions or build the networks for the community or for building community. We wasted good about 20 years at least. Then after that they realized that no, they are not going back, their children are not ready, their wives are not ready, or they are not ready after spending this much time here. And now they started the need of having their communities. But again, when we started our communities, we were very much content with Sunday schools, with some of our basic religious activities, and we were all just looking into, because we had no bad agenda or negative agenda, we thought we are good people and we are not wishing bad to anyone in this society, so we don't need any protection, we don't need any alliances or coalitions, or we don't need to reach out or to introduce ourselves to our neighbors or to get involved with the local media or local government. We felt that no, we will be just fine in our own basements and in our own masajid and centers, and only Sunday school and the funeral activity and nikah and talaq and majlis and matam, and over there only Taraweeh and Maulud is good enough. But then they found out that no, that's not the case. For a community, you need a whole package. When you are living as a community, then you need a whole package for the community. And you are not safe if you are weak. You are not safe if you are not in part of those alliances and those coalitions. When you don't have those established and successful big law firms, those organizations which can fight for you, which can protect you, which can support you when you are in trouble. Only having businesses, sometimes our too much focus was first on education and only education, and make every child a doctor. And then later on our most emphasis was that if you can earn more money, and working 7 days a week from early in the morning until the evening, and work and make more and more and more money. And when we will be rich, then we are safe. This wealth and this education alone cannot save you. You need some other networks, you need some other resources, you need some other organizations, some other foundations, some other services in community, in networking within the community, that then if one is in trouble, the other one comes to rescue. So examples in front of us, always, whether we love or hate, but the example is the Jewish community in front of us. Always, all of us, we talk about them, those are our cousins, but then we will only talk and then move on, but never look into doing things. We have no time for activism. We have no time for even reading the local newspaper. We still read Jang and Dawn and Asharqul Awsat and Jumhuri Islami and Kayhan. We still sit here, and instead of watching the local games, we watch cricket. The World Cup is going on. We are not into the local games. We are not into the local stadiums. We are not into the local, what you call the government or the local charities. We are not into our local neighborhoods, in the local hospitals, in the local libraries, or into the local other charitable organizations. Our bodies are here, minds are still stuck back home, and we think only by getting some good education and making some money, we are safe. No, my brothers and sisters. We are not safe. Our children are not safe. Our future is not safe. Our interests are not safe. So, what we need to do is, and as I said, we don't have time. We come only in those traditional kind of programs where we are told you will get sawab. But if there is something else, we have no time, because बीबी तो नहीं आएंगी वहाँ पर, तो मेरा जाने का क्या मतलब? So we only go to those places where BB comes. But my brothers and sisters, BB comes everywhere. Whatever is being done for humanity and for Islam and Muslims, BB is more concerned than anybody else. So we need to change this mindset. We have prepared. Our brothers and sisters have worked very hard to put a event together tomorrow. It's from 3 to 5. It is for positive activism. It is our first initiative and first program. It's a kind of meeting, a kind of presentation, some questions and answers, some presentations only from 3 to 5. I think attending in that one, the sawab will not be sawab than any majlis. I can guarantee you that. If you are coming for Allah, if you are coming for Imam Hussain and for his followers and his mission, sawab is not going to be less than a majlis. Please attend that program. Register for that program, because we need to know how many people are coming and where should we put that program. We need to make some arrangements. So attend and try to get involved. We have no money for activism. We have no time for activism. We have no interest for activism. We have no time for volunteering outside the masjid or Imambada. Even we struggle for masjid and Imambada. You cannot build a community without all those things. Last line. It is easy to invite others at your center, and alhamdulillah, because we are a respectable organization and a big center, anybody whom we invite, they honor our invitation and they come here, whether they are Sunnis, whether they are Ismailis, whether they are Bohras, whether this is our city, whether these are, meaning anyone whom we invited, alhamdulillah, everybody honored our invitation and they came. But when they invite us, I have no one to go and attend those programs. It's not one-way traffic. And I alone cannot go everywhere and represent you. It's not actually my job with this Imam and Abba and Kaba and go in every meeting of that nature. We need you, brothers and sisters, to find some time and invest in this area and establish this activism. We will need funds, we will need money, and we will need time, and we will need volunteers, people who are ready to come out from their comfort zone and participate. Those meetings are held in downtown, sometime on the other side of city, sometime in the other side of this town. City invites us, Sunnis invite us, Ismailis invite us, Bohras invite us, government officials invite us. But then, how many people we have to respond? So, this is the challenge, my brothers and sisters. And if we will not do that job, our children who are growing up, they will be in trouble. Our future generations are going to be in trouble. We want to build a strong community and give this strong kind of community and resources to our children, that they grow with the sense of safety. They feel safe and they are not harassed by anyone else, and their rights are rights and nobody can usurp them. So inshallah tomorrow, but again first register and then come. All of you are invited, and please come in that meeting and come in the following meetings also. Recite salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون